What's going on? This is the Buff Nerd Podcast. I am Jay Soggs, the Buff Nerd. Let's go. And of course, I'm joined by one of my favorite people in the world. That man, even though he is from one of the worst places on the planet.
That's beautiful, beautiful Philadelphia. Beautiful Philadelphia.
Philadelphia, that guy Dieter. What's going on, man?
Yo, what's up, Stocks? So what's going on, everybody out there? Welcome to the Buff Nerd Show.
There you go, the Buff Nerd Podcast. Of course, he is the host of Two Birds, One Show. They talk about craft beer and Philly sports and all kinds of other stuff that his co-host, Ricky T, may blurt out. Who knows? But don't go at him about PFF. Just don't do it. Just a heads up there. But make sure that you check them out. They'll be on tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, 10 Eastern Time, their time. They got some really good stuff. They got people all over the world watching them. So, yeah, shout out to them.
A lot of sports going on, man. A lot of NFL moves and baseball starting up soon. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, man, check it out.
Yeah, it may bleed in, to the Buff Nerd Podcast because sometimes we do talk about that.
Yeah,
we talk about all things, right? All things. We Renaissance people. But make sure that you like, subscribe, and share this podcast with your friends, family, and frenemies. Again, without the hate, we don't elevate. And you can also catch us on your favorite podcast platform. Excuse me. If you don't want to see us, I don't know why, because that beard that Dieter's rocking, let's go. I tried. I just said,
I'm going to have to trim it up. Spring's coming. I got to do the spring cleaning. Yeah, getting for the warm season. So I'll have to trim it up soon. But it helped me out in the winter, man. And it was a cold winter this winter, man. Oh, my God.
Yeah. We got even snow down here in Texas. So that should let you know.
Yeah, you guys got hit too. Yeah, that's crazy.
That should let you know climate change is real. Hey, let's just jump into some things we talked. Of course, in the title, we talked about Rhea Ripley, and there's some rumblings going on about what's going to happen at WrestleMania. Some events kind of changing. I think we saw this coming. Of course, there was a return of the tribal chief. We're going to get into that. Before we do, though, you went to Friday Night SmackDown last week.
Yep.
Talk about it, man. What happened?
Well, it was at the Wells Fargo in Philadelphia. The beers there are very expensive. Let me tell you something. If you're going to Philly, be prepared to have some money, man, because it was like $20 a beer there. It was pretty crazy. Luckily, before you go to an event, there's a place called Xfinity Live, like Comcast has like an entertainment building. The prices there are pretty cheap. They have a few breweries and such. And it's right across the street from like all the sporting places, stadiums. Okay. So if you're going to a baseball game, football game, whatever, you can at least hit that place up before you go to the stadium, because you go to the stadium, you're paying a lot. But the wrestling card itself, the matches that night was a lot of like same old. You had Tiffany Stratton, who's the belt holder. She was wrestling against your girl, Dewdrop. Piper Niven. So that was a little
Dewdrop, bro.
Dewdrop.
Listen, if the name alone is fantastic, but then you watch her wrestle, you're like,
she can move. She can move.
She can move for a big girl, man.
She got that bowling ball like action in the turnbuckles. Yeah, pretty rough, man.
Yeah. I'm telling you, Dewdrop. But go ahead, man.
Yeah, Tiffany Stratton, of course, won that. Braun Strowman and Solo Sikoa, which I was happy to see Braun beat up Solo, because I can't stand Solo. And then
anybody likes it, man.
Yeah, and another same old match. Chelsea Green fighting Michin. They've been going back to back for the United States Championship belt. A lot of like talking that was good. The Viper, Randy Orton came out and talked in the beginning. Yeah, he's pretty good on the mic. And then Cody Rhodes, he finished it off at the end, and he was talking about what happened with John Cena and The Rock and all. Yes. So he finished it off with one of my favorite lines. He said, "You want some? Come get some." And everybody was going nuts. But Philadelphia loves wrestling, so everybody went nuts when they heard that, man.
Yeah. I mean, to see Cody and look, I told you, I'm just getting back into this thing. I'm probably maybe 4 or 5 months back into it for real. And then I'm a researcher, so I'm going to go back and kind of look at it. Look, it was getting kind of stale with him, in my opinion. It was kind of like, oh, okay, he didn't really wrestle. He would come out and, he'd do his little thing and people would sing the song. But it really just wasn't fresh. And so now I think you got him popping again, really popping as a champion, as a world champion. I think this is great for him. The heel turn with Cena, again, just get a shirt. As long as he gets a shirt, I'm fine with it. I just need to give him a shirt. I did love Cody when he was talking about, hey, he's not here because he's over in Belgium, and he talked about that. So I thought that was kind of cool. You're right. It seemed to me like SmackDown was more about setting things up for
WrestleMania. Yeah.
And WrestleMania, yeah. But tell me if I'm wrong though. SmackDown has kind of been that though, where it's like, look, we wrestle a little, but it's really to set things up.
It changed when Netflix took over Raw. Before SmackDown was the good event because SmackDown was on Fox. So when it was on Fox, that was everybody watched it because Raw was on USA. Not too many people watch USA,
Right.
But now that Netflix has Raw, that's the big worldwide watching everything going on. And SmackDown is, like you said, building up for Raw, setting up things, So you're going to have like same old matches, stuff like that a few times.
Right. Yeah, and I think that's the thing that, I get it. Like I said, it's when you go into it knowing what that is, I think that helps everything. I want to get more into NXT too. Go ahead.
Well, Philadelphia, we only get like WWE coming around once, and like AEW, which was more of my favorite wrestling federation.
Yeah.
They only come around once a year. So if you don't go to it that year, it's going to be like 2 years before you see them again,
Wow.
So anytime they come, me and my buddies that are in the wrestling, we always try to go.
Yeah. No, I totally get that, man. It's like I said, we're getting kind of spoiled around here in Texas because they do tend to get here to Texas a little bit more and more often. Because let's see, I think they've already gone to Dallas. I think they're actually going to hit Fort Worth again.
Right. But Texas is huge.
Huge.
I lived in Texas for a year, man. It's just like anywhere you got to go, it's going to be like 30 minutes of a drive at least. At least.
And that's without traffic. But I do think, within this area, like I said, it went to Dallas. Now it's in Fort Worth. It's only 30 miles away at Dickies. And Dickies is a great venue, actually, especially for this. It's one of the newer places. When you come down, Dieter, I'll definitely take you with open arms and clenched fists. I always tease Dieter. I said, look, I'm going to come to Philly. I am going to come. I just want to make sure I have protection. That's all I need, because I am going to wear my Cowboys and Mavericks. No, I'm not wearing Mavericks.
Yeah, that'd be rough. That would be rough.
And he told me we just won't go anywhere.
Because I've been to like a Cowboys game against the Eagles, and I've wore my Eagles stuff. I had no problems.
No problems.
For Cowboy person to come to Eagles place, man, you're gonna get it. You're gonna get it, dude. It's rough. Philly. Right. I love Philly. I love Philly fans, but some of the stuff you see, man, it's like, whoa, yeah, it's a bit rough.
But no, SmackDown I thought was really good. Good build up to Monday Night Raw. And on Monday Night Raw, the first match, and actually I came into it late, but that's okay because usually on the first part of it, they're not saying much. They're just recapping whatever. Let me ask this. And before we get into it, Pat McAfee on Raw. Are you feeling that? Like, is that?
Now, he isn't really a real technical person about
Right.
what's going on, wrestling. He gets moves mixed up and he gets names mixed up, and that's fine. He's a big sports announcer, like a talk show, podcast, all that. But he does bring a personality to WWE, and I think like he's also bringing a little bit of sports fans in a little bit. That watches podcasts and such, and or whatever shows. I think he brings that element to it too. So
I got you.
At first, I wasn't really big on it because he was messing up almost every other time, but he's starting to get better at it, and it's cool. I like it. I'm a big college football fan, and to watch him on Saturday, he's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I take it from this perspective of he's a fan, and so he's living the fans' dream of saying, "Hey, look, if I ever had a chance as a fan to get on the mic and announce or just be ringside when all this is happening, yeah, sure, I think any of us within our circles would definitely do that."
He's gotten in a ring before too, man. Like a couple of years back, he got in a ring and wrestled somebody. I remember.
It was probably
he's a character.
He is a character. He is a character. All right, so Jey Uso, Grayson Waller, big deal. But the big thing that happened in this match was Gunther jumps in and puts him in a sleeper hold. Now, I'm trying to understand this. Why is Jey Uso wrestling before WrestleMania?
Well, he doesn't have the belt. He doesn't have the belt yet, right?
I mean,
it is a big build up for WrestleMania. You have to have these guys in a little bit here and there. You're not going to have Gunther wrestle for the belt when he's already lined up to wrestle Uso. But
that.
Yeah, it is a little bit strange.
Next week.
Yeah, it's a little strange. I don't know, but I feel like I guess we kind of got used with like Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar that would only come in and wrestle maybe 2 or 3 times a year, if that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think they're trying to get away from that, having Cody come in and wrestle more often, Gunther come in and wrestle more often.
Yeah.
So they only have had that belt for maybe a year now, both of them.
Yeah.
So you gotta get them more known, I guess.
I don't know, man. I just don't think it's a good look to have him wrestling every week.
Yeah.
It seems like, or as often leading up to WrestleMania. Give me some mystery.
Well, I think they're trying to get like that Uso, like Jey Uso's character breaking down. He's like worried if he can beat Gunther. They're building that up, So when he does beat him, the whole place is going to explode. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's what they're trying to build up. But
okay, I mean, I get that. I think it's still just not a very good look because you want to see, you got
to pay these guys for something, right? They can't just be sitting on their butts. So I mean, they got to come out. Yeah.
Well, yeah, true indeed. The next one was, oh God, Andrew Schultz and AJ Styles, right? And so this is what we were talking about before. We're seeing a lot more personalities come out. WWE. You had Travis Scott. You had was it I Am Speed or whatever his name is, Sent.
Right.
All these people, coming out.
Media guy, right.
Yeah, media people, influencers. You big on this? I mean, it's happened over the years.
Yeah. Well, there's always been stars that came out in wrestling, but I think they're really getting into it now. And look at Logan Paul. You know what I mean? Nobody thought that he would be a wrestler in WWE, but he's really good. He's good heel and everything. And I think that kind of like opened it up more of like more media people coming in and such. So
I tell you what,
influencers.
Now here's the thing that showed me he's not ready yet. When they booed him and he couldn't even speak, this is a perfect time as a heel to just take the mic and just yell, "Shut up!" Like that's all he needed to say.
That's right. I don't think he's really used to that yet. You know what I mean? Like you had Dom. Everybody hated Dirty Dom, and he fed into that. That made his character bigger. And I think Logan Paul is still not thinking like, am I completely a heel, or is there people that actually like me? And nobody likes you. I respect him. I respect him as a wrestler. He's really good, man. But I mean, like, nah, man. Your personality is garbage. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. And appreciate that like. And again, make sure that you like, subscribe, and share this podcast. Hit us up in the comments. Tell us what you think. Are you even into wrestling? Now, let's be very clear. It is fake, okay? To a degree. You can still get hurt in this. You hear the thuds and the smacks and the blood. That's real. But just understand it is sports entertainment, okay? But yeah, this whole thing that, man, look, and it's funny you talk about Logan Paul. This was his chance to really be the heel and pop. And I think what's happening with him, it's a mental thing for him. He wants to be liked, and he feels like people, who like him on social media is actually like him. No. Or follow him? No. Not
well,
here.
Like AJ Styles said, hey, man, this ain't Cleveland. This is New York. You know what I mean? Like, man. You're like, maybe in Cleveland you're liked, but not here.
Which is a direct dig that, of course, New Yorkers love, and they're going to put that out there and don't care that they say it. So, I mean, AJ Styles, again, who's an older wrestler, looks good.
But, dude, his name, the Phenomenal One. Like, his move is like called the Style Splash or something like that, the Style Slam. And even in AEW, they still call it that because he used to wrestle in AEW. Yeah. He's like, it's where he takes their body and just like almost lands on them with their head down. And that's his move that he came up with it.
Yeah.
So
it's totally great. He stole the show, definitely took it away from Logan Paul. So I have a lot of respect for him at that point. The Tornado tag match. All right. So you got New Day. The New Day.
Yeah.
Which is trash.
I find it funny, man. I love heels. I feel like that's the meat of wrestling. You have to have somebody to hate. You have to have
I love heels. I love cartoony people and characters.
Yeah.
I don't like cartoony heels. They are cartoony heels. Okay. I like heels. I like cartoony people and characters. I don't like them together. Like they are that. It's just like, okay, wait, what?
The one match, I forget what it was, like a week ago. The New Day had their family out there, and their family ripped up the shirt.
Yeah,
I was like, that's great, dude. That is good storyline right there. That's awesome.
Like, and I think that's the thing is that everyone around New Day is great, except for the New Day. Like everyone around them, like even Big E, who's not even wrestling, he's commenting. Everyone's like, "We love Big E. Well, we don't like the New Day, but we love Big E." And I'm okay. So you got LWO that's out here, and now you have this mysterious luchador with the American mask. We all know who this is.
No, it's not. It's not who you think it is. It's not the dude that's from American Made. It's Phoenix from AEW because he's Penta's tag team partner from AEW. I see it on the media because see at the end of the show you see the dude from American Made. I can't think of his name right now, and then you see them taking out the other guy. So there's two of them that you see that the security takes a guy out. So the guy's name's Phoenix, and he was Penta's tag team partner. His contract was up at AEW, and WWE bought the contract. So I don't know if they're going to do a tag team or whatever, but he's a really good wrestler too. Penta is awesome. So
yeah, and if Lily Charm was on here right now, I promise you, she would be doing that. Settle, meadow. She's I don't, whatever. Now he can move for a big guy, And again, I like big people that can move. Okay, that's impressive to me. We talked about Vader. We talked about all these other people that could
Vader.
move. Wrestlers that could really move and had just good wrestling style about them. Kerry Von Erich is another one that kind of comes to mind, of course, as me being biased, but he was a big guy that could move around
Yeah, he
the
was
ring
awesome.
and had good command of it, even with one foot. So, you have this match going on, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, New Day, whatever. And of course, as you're saying, hey, it's actually a guy from AEW that's coming in, and we're going to see what happens there.
Yeah, because it was he had that luchador mask on, right? Yeah,
the American Luchador mask on.
Right.
Yeah.
It's gonna be interesting, but
I gotta ask you, man, is Bailey done?
no.
She washed up, like she
No.
lost the title, and she's just kind of like
she's been wrestling for a long time, and
she
eventually they gotta take a little break. Like Charlotte Flair took a break for about a year. She's back.
Yeah.
I think it's probably time for Bailey to take a little break because she was part of Damage Control. She brought them all together, and then it was like clashing with Damage Control, and then she started hanging out with Naomi and doing that stuff with her. And now I think there's not really too much of a place for her, so she'll probably take a seat back after losing like so many times, because I think Bianca and Jade, Cargo, that's going to happen soon, man. That's going to be pretty good.
Yes, sir, it is. And okay, so let's step back to last Thursday, because this is where we finally get. I've tried to tell people this, the Naomi heel turn. I've told people this is what's going to happen. They're like, like, no, it's got to happen this way. You finally see she admits it, right? Bianca turns on the tears.
Yeah, the waterworks, right? Yeah.
Boo hoo! I can't believe it. Blah, blah, blah.
That was at the SmackDown I was at, right where she walks away. Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, we all knew that. Yes, you admitted it. Cool. We knew this was going to happen. I'm telling you what needs to happen next. Get Naomi to the bloodline. Just put her in. There you go.
I don't think so, man.
Why not?
I think the bloodline's kind of separating. You know what I mean? You see Fatu and Tonga separating from Solo, because Solo wrestled at the SmackDown and they weren't there. And I think like the bloodline's kind of separating, and I don't think Naomi is going to go with the bloodline, but I do think Naomi and Jade are going to wrestle. That's going to happen because Jade beat up Naomi, right, at the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
And then after that happens, I think Jade and Bianca is going to wrestle, because that's going to be huge. Like, Jade was a huge wrestler in AEW. She was like the top female wrestler. And Bianca at the time was the top WWE. She had the belt before Rhea had it. I think she got it off of Charlotte Flair, put Charlotte Flair out for like a year. And then Jade jumped off of AEW and came to WWE. And everybody was looking for them to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're both excellent athletes. So that's going to be good.
So this is Jay Sox Buff Nerd reading tea leaves and going back into my old. Okay, this is what I remember seeing, stuff like this, right? So you have Jade and you have Bianca. They're going to wrestle. I've said this before. They're going to fight. They're going to go at each other. Naomi is now out with both of them, which means she's going to need someone, to kind of be around. Rhea and Bianca don't like each other. This is now where if she doesn't go with the bloodline, which I think she could go back to Bailey. She's well. Bad. Look,
They're good friends.
Bailey's out. Okay,
Yeah.
they're friends. Whatever. I just don't see Bailey sticking there. I think though now you have a good opportunity for Naomi to get with Rhea, Bianca with Jade, and there's a good class. You can have a 4-way match, or
I was
want to, but
I was surprised to see Rhea lose to Io Sky, and I'm a huge Io Sky fan. She's awesome little wrestler. She puts her body out there, man. So,
but she loses to Io. Rhea Ripley loses to Io.
Yeah.
Rhea Ripley has never won against Io. So
that's crazy. I can't believe that. That
is true.
Huh.
This is the Buff Nerd telling you this, so it's true.
All right.
He's like, okay. She's never won against her. So, and it's funny, Lily Chan is telling me, no, stop saying that. I'm like, it's going to happen. I'm telling you, this has to happen this way. So that now you'll have a 3-way match, I believe, in WrestleMania with Io, Bianca, and Rhea.
Yeah, I don't like that though, man. I don't really like a 3-way for the belt. I feel Io did a great job getting that belt, and it'd be crazy for her to lose in a 3-way, but if that's what happens,
Yeah.
We'll
now,
see.
I don't think she loses. I'm not saying she loses, but there could be a good chance, and there could be a chance that someone interferes. She retains the belt, right? Because you can't lose it that way. She could retain the belt. If Jade interferes or Naomi interferes, I mean, so there's a great potential here for them to come in and pop, or someone else to do so. But I think that part there,
women's wrestling is getting really good. Even in AEW, there was an awesome match between Toni Storm and Mariah May. They're both Australian wrestlers, just like Rhea Ripley's from Australia. And that was the bloodiest female match I've ever seen. They took tape. They took tape and wrapped around their hands like was it Bloodsport or whatever, and did them in glass. It did them in glass. Dude,
no way.
Look it up. It was just Sunday night.
To watch it.
Mariah May and Toni Storm. It was insane.
Wow.
It was insane. Yeah. But women wrestling, man, it's getting pretty good.
Yeah. And I think Maya May was on no. That's AEW. Okay. I'm thinking of something else. I'm thinking NXT. They were on SmackDown, not SmackDown, they were on Raw. I'm very interested about this NXT champion they got here. This big Beluga that they got. Jeez Louise. I think it's like Oe Bay or something like that.
Yeah, he's a big dude, man.
He's a
holy crap.
Wow. Okay. So, we talk about the cage match, and to me, they're not heavyweights. They're kind of like they're cruiserweights or whatever you want to call them, right? Seth Rollins and
but they've had the heavyweight belt. Like Seth had the heavyweight belt before Gunther did. But they're stars. They're WWE stars, CM Punk and Seth, but they're smaller guys.
They're smaller guys. But speaking of bringing back the big guys, enter in the tribal chief.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns has made his return back into WWE.
Well, he was at the Royal Rumble, but he wasn't there long. I think he got thrown out pretty fast. But I was not happy to see that. I thought that was kind of selling that cage match a little short because I wanted to see who would have won between CM Punk and Seth because that was such a build-up between the two of them for like a long time. It was a
great match. It was a great match too. It was just the kickouts, the moves, the finishers.
One thing I wasn't really happy with is that they kept on doing the finishers over and over again. You know what I mean? And the finisher is supposed to lay them out, right? And here they are. Each one of them is doing like 5 or 6. They're doing each other's finisher. I'm like, you're kind of diluting your finisher, right? I mean,
Right.
where do you go from here now? So I would have liked to see them use the fence, the gate, more
Yes.
and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Because I just got done watching the pay-per-view Sunday night, and that cage match was awesome. Will Ospreay against Kyle Fletcher. They did a Spanish fly move. It's where one guy's holding the other guy, like almost like they're dancing, and they flip backwards off the top of the cage. It was the most insane thing I've ever seen. And they brought out tacks, they brought out chairs, weapons. There was blood everywhere. I mean, yes, AEW is a little gruesome. It's a little hardcore. Maybe not for this generation, but when I was watching wrestling in high school and college, hardcore was it. ECW, the hardcore belt, WWE,
the hardcore belt. Yep.
Hardy Boys. They're always jumping off the ladders and tables. So
the Hardy Boys, the Dudley Boys,
Boys, right? Yeah, man, Dudley Boys.
The was it the nasty? Everybody was a boy. The Nasty Boys. It's kind of funny, like to think about it. Like, everybody was boys.
Yeah.
Hardy Boys. He said Dudley Boys and Nasty Boys. But yeah, that's what it was. It was hardcore, a hardcore belt,
right.
And they just brought everything.
Yeah, even like was it Cactus Jack, man, when he had that cage match? Oh my God, he was a bloody mess. So it was kind of strange that you have this big metal cage, not one drop of blood. I was like, no, let's call it on here.
They sold it short. Yeah, you said that. They sold
it short. A little bit. Yeah,
they sold it short. Everyone doing everyone's moves. So hopefully over time, they'll find that happy medium.
Right. I think them being into Netflix and you're still a big audience is children and kids. So they have to watch what they're doing and stuff. I think they're trying to pull back from like the tables and chairs and stuff like that. But everybody loves that stuff.
And you know what? In that tornado match, there was one table that was broken. One.
Yeah.
It looked like it was kind of cut in half already. That's just my opinion. But it was okay. They're like, I'm gonna break the table as I fall through it, but I'm gonna break it. But you know what though? When you talk about kids watching this type of stuff, you remember when I've been seeing this a lot here lately, but Jake the Snake and Randy Macho Man Savage in the snake bite match.
He was locked up in the ropes, and he was like in the neck. It was like, what is going on here? Man.
Like we were kids when we watched that. We grew up watching that, right? Dusty Rhodes was always bloody.
Always bloody. Ric Flair. Oh my God, dude. He a streak of red right down the head. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Oh, so for it's just it's a sign of the times when you're like, it's too gruesome, it's too bloody. It's like, no, that's what there's no like you said, there's no drop of blood. You have a cage match and not one drop of blood. Not at all. And I'm thinking, okay, we threw him in the fence. Surely he's gonna have something on his face, back, arms, not one drop.
I think WWE is still trying to figure it out because now they have like the whole world watching Netflix, and they have a lot of great stars, and they're starting to bring in these luchadors and such, and starting to get like more high flying. Like I'll tell you, Logan Paul is an awesome wrestler. The way he jumps off the ropes and stuff, his personality not the greatest, but he's pretty tough. So I mean, you're seeing a little bit of the high flying and less of maybe hardcore stuff, like I said. But it's good. It has its own fan base, I would say.
Yeah, it does, and I'll even have to go down that road of, okay, look, it's not as gory and it's not as bloody, but if you have good wrestling and wrestlers that can sell the moves, this is what I tell my daughter all the time, that's not a good wrestler because they can't sell the move. If you can't sell that, oh my gosh, that really hurts, because if you get slammed outside of the ring and you say, and you get up and you start beating someone else, did it really? Give me the impression. That's all I want. I want the escapism. of it.
And the sleeper hold, it was just like they licked his hands one time. If that was Hulk Hogan in a sleeper, he would raising the hand, dude. Oh my god, it would have to take him at least like 3 times. You know what I mean? Like
you get 3 of them, yeah. You're right. Right before it hit the mat. Come on, brother. Do it. Yeah.
Yeah, what's that?
Those 5 strands of hair that he had.
What was it? That was the $1 Million Man, right? He had the $1 Million sleeper hold. He had the sleeper. Yeah.
That was my guy, man. $1 Million Man was my guy. Ted DiBiase, Virgil, the manservant. Which I always had the. Yeah. I hated it.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't hate it until I got older.
The $1 Million Man was like such a jerk. Sitting there with his own belt that he made and just laughing. It's like, what the hell is this?
Anyone can be bought. Like, dude, that was his theme music. Anybody can be bought. I loved it, bro. What's your price? Anybody can be bought. I loved it.
Thinking about it now, he was like the Ric Flair of WWE. Ric Flair would always be like, I got the planes, I got the cars, look at my $1 million suit, Yeah.
I got this. Yeah. No, it's absolutely. And that's what I think WWE today lacks are those type of personalities. Now, I granted there are a lot of things you can't do now that you could do then. Right.
Yeah.
But
we got a comment there, James.
Oh, my bad. Let me get to it. Where's the comments? I'm not seeing it. Hey, what up? What up, James? Good to see you, man. Thanks for joining in here. Dieter helping me out. But with these comments. But that we grew up with that. That's what I'm longing for.
Yeah.
Are those personalities.
Right, man. You had Rick Rude, Jake the you had all these bad characters that were just like bad people. They weren't good people, right? And like I feel like WWE's lacking that a little bit.
Man, and you know what? I'll tell you what it was, man. And yes, I love old school wrestling as well. We do. They had monikers like Jake the Snake Roberts, Randy Macho Man Savage, Ravishing Rick Rude, the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase. Like they had names that you knew what, Brutus the Barber Beefcake.
Yeah. Oh, what about Mr. Perfect? He would spit his gum out and smack it to the crowd. He'd just be like, go get it. He'd probably hit somebody in the face with it. And I thought that was crazy. And like, what is he? But now on AEW, MJF, he plays like this like snobby guy. And he always does that. He smacks his gum out. And it's like, oh my God, that's so funny.
Big Sharp. Jimmy the King Lawler. One of the greats. One of the greats, sorry. I don't believe he actually got his proper due. Jerry the King Lawler. That he got his proper due, in my opinion. He was good. People knew about him, but he was actually one of those really great wrestlers that could sell and had the personalities. But yeah, man, you start talking about those. I mean, even my favorite, Coco Beware, the Birdman. Yeah. I mean, look, I know he's a jobber. I get it. But the Junkyard Dog, JYD, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, like these are people I grew up with and was like, okay, like all he had was blue trunks, black boots, and a 2x4. And he yelled and gave a thumbs up. Like that was his whole shtick. Jimmy Simplified Snooker, man, flying off of the top of the cage.
I'm trying to think like who is the bad guy in WWE now, and I guess I would have to say like Gunther. Gunther's a bad guy, but he just comes out and kicks butt, man. Like it's just like you get a boot to the face, and I'm gonna choke you out, man. It's just like
maybe McIntyre or
McIntyre,
McIntyre
Logan Paul.
Comes off. Yeah, Logan Paul is, but he doesn't know it. That's the funny part of it. He doesn't know he's the bad guy.
Dirty Dom gets booed a lot, but everybody loves Dirty Dom. Yeah, I think he's funny.
Yeah. So the character and the finishing moves, I was hooked. Jay Stock. I'm telling you, man, Jimmy Superfly Snugger, I got one for you. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
Oh yeah, man. He was awesome.
Ricky
Yeah,
the
some great
Dragon
matches.
Steamboat was like one of those guys. He was kind of undersized, especially in the land of giants, because he would always face like Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage and those guys. He was in that era. But
Right.
dude, man, listen, that
He
kick
could move.
he had,
Yeah.
he was, and then Tito Santana, the flying
Tina
burrito.
Santana. Yeah, he used to do the flying forearm, right? Oh my god. That's right, man.
Yeah, right. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. I'm telling you, man. Like those guys, and he didn't have to say a lot, but when he did, man. And so to me, that's what I think when you're looking at people like me and you've been in it for a minute. You know, you stayed with it. When we start looking at this and it becomes more gimmicky, it sells itself short, right? And I do like the fact that you have some of the older wrestlers coming back to revamp it. Like I said, I love The Rock's shtick right now. Go ahead.
A lot of people talk bad either about WWE or AEW, but I like that there's options for these wrestlers to go to a different federation. If something's not working out here, they can rebrand themselves and go somewhere else. You know, you got to look at the big picture. It's just all around. It's going to make a better product.
Yeah. True that. Like you said, Dusty Rhodes, Sting, Ricky the Dragon, James Goodwin, Brutus the Barber Beefcake in his prime was something to see. People sell him short, man. Brutus the Barber Beefcake was nice.
The British Bulldog. Oh my God. His walking slam. Oh my God. He would pick somebody up and just walk them around the ring like they were nothing. Like like all that blood rushing to your brain. I'd be like, be like dizzy. Oh my God, dude.
That tag team of British Bulldog and Davey Boy Smith against the Hart Foundation. When you man, listen, again, classic wrestling matches, bro. When you see that and you're like, okay, I remember that. And I remember when I saw that, definitely get into that. You and me both, Big Game. We're going to get more into AEW because Dieter is selling it. He is selling it, man.
Will Ospreay, look him up. His matches are awesome. And Kenny Omega. So these guys, they wrestled in New Japan Federation, and they got good there. And then when AEW started up, AEW's only been around for, I want to say 5 years, something like that.
Yeah.
And Cody Rhodes helped him out. He was one of the founders there.
He was the first one.
And so they started up.
Wasn't he?
What's up?
I'm sorry, but Sting came in.
Yeah, Sting was there.
Yeah.
Who was else? God.
Because they took a lot of the I won't say older, but the seasoned wrestlers and kind of brought them in to get AEW kind of up and running here. JYD Road Warriors, aka Legion of Doom. Yes, that's another one.
Chris Jericho helped AEW start out. Chris Jericho, and there's Double J. He came from WWE. He helped them start. A couple of older guys helped out these younger guys. They had a pay-per-view. I think it was like Starrcade, something like that, before AEW started, and it was a few younger guys and a couple of guys from WWE. And once they had that great pay-per-view, they're like, okay, we need to start up our own federation. And that's what happened. They started up AEW.
Listen, man, you say Starrcade. If you know, then you know. Starrcade is not something that's not a name. Like WrestleMania, okay. WrestleMania is pretty well known. Starrcade is one of those wrestling pay-per-views that you're just like, whoa, you know some old school wrestling there. That's some old WCW stuff right there. That walkout was bananas. Rush.
Yeah.
Dude.
The shoulder pads with the spikes on it. Yeah, man.
Hawk and Animal. Yeah, definitely some of my favorites. There was another one that was like them, and I can't remember their names, but I think they were in Road Warriors were WWE. over in WCW, they had someone that were kind of like it. They weren't the Word Warriors, but they were like it. I can't remember the name right now. I think it was like one of them was Smash, and it'll come to me maybe next week. All right. Go ahead.
But yeah, back then when you had WCW, that made it great too because you had Scott Hall and Kevin Nash leave WWE and start up NWO in WCW, man, which was one of the most iconic moments in wrestling. You still have people today wearing NWO shirts.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy.
Fact. Yeah, before Conor McGregor, it was Rowdy Piper. Absolutely, man.
The leather jacket and the skirt or the kilt.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah. You know what? And listen, let me ask this question, and then we're gonna pop into what we're watching real quick.
Okay.
But favorite celebrity judge. Well, I'm not referee / wrestler of all time. Favorite celebrity.
Well, I liked it when like Vince McMahon would step in and ref. You know, he would like it would be like against Stone Cold and Triple H, and he would have like and it would be up or something crazy would happen. Like Triple H and Vince McMahon would beat up on Stone Cold. But like Vince McMahon would come out with this referee shirt with the sleeves cut off, and you're like, "What is this dude doing, man? Is he the owner of this?" Like, I was like, "What is going on?" And it's just like this thing's going off the rails here. Yeah, that's my favorite like referee thing, man. That cracked me up.
I actually have two, and they're both boxers. Simon Cowell. I can see that Simon Cowell. Muhammad Ali was a ref. That was
either first or second WrestleMania, right? It was like one of
the first ones. Awesome. He said, joking. Simon Cowell. Yeah, if he would, that would be fantastic. The second one for me was Mike Tyson.
Yeah,
Mike Tyson was a celebrity.
Iconic, man.
Oh man, he was ready to put real hands on people. Yeah, they had to tell him like, okay, look. It's not real, Mike. It's not real. Just calm down. But yeah, those two. And seeing Mr. T in there was great.
Yeah, Mr. T, right?
Mr. T was one of my favorite celebrities that wrestled in there. Go ahead.
But with Travis Scott, I don't know if you've seen the media background or what happened. Like Cody's walking around with a black eye.
Black eye.
Because
and a busted eardrum.
Travis didn't hold back, so they weren't really too happy about that. I don't think somebody should have told him, "Hey, it's a sort of fake." Maybe.
Yeah,
you see that punch? He's like all in, man.
Yeah.
I was like, "Whoa!"
Yeah, no, he gave him an actual black eye and busted his eardrum. And if you see on SmackDown where he kind of goes around here to his ear, he takes out the plug before. Or after all the work, the fireworks and stuff, because of that. And it's like, oh my God. Yes, Rodman did ref.
Yeah.
Rodman was a ref. He actually was.
He was part of NWO too, Rodman.
He was, which makes sense. It totally makes sense. That fits him, man. To a T. It fits him to a T. All right.
It's entertainment. It's sports entertainment. And that's what it's all about, man. As long as it keeps you entertained, it's all good.
Yeah. It keeps a few of your brain cells. Well, actually, it burns a couple of them, but that's okay. we just hold on to the few that we have left for the sports information that we have in our heads. Moving on. Hey, so we talked about this beforehand, before we got in here, what we're watching. For me, Reacher season 3, I just started tonight. Yeah. I'm already all in on it. It's so good. I'm definitely getting into that. What you got?
The character that plays him, he's just like always walks around. He's such a badass.
Why does he walk so fast too? He walks so fast, bro. Like you can't be that big walking that fast.
Yeah. But he was on Blue Mountain, the football comedian show, and he was on what was it, Titans, DC Titans. He was on that show, so he's been around, man. But he plays Reacher great. He took the part over from like Tom Cruise playing Reacher in the movie, and I feel like this is way better. This makes way more sense than like Tom Cruise. Yeah.
Listen. Tom Cruise, to me, he's great in Mission Impossible, and he's great in Top Gun.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
Perfect roles. Yeah.
Okay.
But
anything else?
Yeah. to have him as Reacher beating up everybody that he came across, I was like, I'm not really buying this one too much. Yeah. What was it, The Last Samurai, when he's like beating up all these Japanese people? I'm like, no, I don't think so.
Look, for everything that it was, I actually liked that movie except for his character. I liked everything about that movie except his character. If it was anyone else, I probably would have liked it even more. But
the show Reacher, it's pretty good, man. I've been watching it, and I watch the season now too.
Yeah, season 3, I'm definitely going to get into that. Anything else that you're watching?
Well, the new Daredevil came out. Daredevil Born Again. I caught the first 2 episodes. It's a little slow. He's like moved away from being the vigilante a little bit. But I feel like it's building up to him being the vigilante again, Yeah,
I haven't seen it yet. I'm waiting for it. I'm probably going to binge it. But I heard episode 3, this is where it picks up. So if you watch episode 3, this is where you're going to really start to get that other part. Because remember, taking it over from CW, I think they had it before. No. Whoever had it before.
No, it was... it was Netflix. It was Netflix.
Netflix had it. That's right. Thank you.
And now they're on Disney.
They're on Disney. So basically, they had to do a rebrand. Therefore, it's Daredevil Born Again instead of just Daredevil. So they had to rebrand. But Darafino is obviously amazing. He's an amazing actor. We've talked about him last week. So looking forward to watching that. We talked about this too before we got on. Unfortunately, the Game of Thrones prequel.
House of Dragons.
House of Dragon. Thank you.
Got pushed back.
That is being pushed back to the 2026. So for those like myself who were ready to see the war, because season 1 and season 2 has been building up to this war right here, we'll have to wait a little bit longer. So I just hope the CGI is not crap, man. That's going to be the thing for me.
It's been pretty good, the CGI wise. The story wise, the first season was a little weird with the whole family incest stuff going on. Yeah. And then the second season, like them battling out, and I don't know. I don't know where the third season got going on, man. It's got to be good. I mean, I feel like they're building it up each season. So
I think so. I think you're starting to see where this all is going to kind of come to a head between the two parts of the family. I'm definitely looking forward to that. It's going to be great.
We talked about the show Paradise on here before. Paradise is awesome. The season finished, and that was awesome. And everybody I talked to about this show, they loved it. And I thought it was a really cool concept, good actors. So if you're looking for a good show and you haven't seen Paradise yet, check that out.
Watch that one. The Pit. I don't know if you've seen this.
I see the first episode. I was like, okay, not bad. Not bad. Yeah.
I binged this show. It's a little strange because you don't really know what's what or what's kind of going on. But this is what I love about this show. You have a focal point who is the senior doctor there, and you're kind of trying to figure out, and it's over a day, right? So each episode is basically 1 hour of the day. Okay. And so there's something that happened on that particular day that he's having to deal with. Man, I'm telling you, I binge watched it. It is phenomenal. It's stories on stories on stories.
Maybe I'm
It's
thinking of
great.
a different show. Is the pit where like the jail, like let's go of all these prisoners or something like that, or
No,
is it
no. The
no?
Pit is about a hospital. Yeah, it's a hospital
Oh,
kind of
okay.
drama. Yeah, it's set actually in Pittsburgh. Let's see. Sharon talking about it's going to be epic. Did y'all see them kiss at the end? House of Dragons. Yes, I did. And it's going to be wild. I'm telling you, I'm anticipation, man, for it. But check out the Pit. Really good show. I really enjoyed it. There's some good moments, some sarcasm. You can see yourself in kind of this
Check
stuff.
it out.
Yeah, but I think you'll enjoy it. Let's see. All right. We're getting to the end of this thing. We're talking about stuff we'll watch. What are you anticipating? What's going on?
I got 2 shows. I was watching earlier today. It's called A Thousand Blows on Hulu. That was really cool. It was about like old London fist fighting boxing before they start using boxing gloves.
So bare
So
knuckle,
that was
yeah.
really neat. That was
Yeah.
pretty neat to see. And then I started watching an anime. It's called Hemi no IPO or something like that. It's an anime about boxing.
Boxing. Yes.
So cool. I guess because I was watching A Thousand Blows and I seen these 2 wrestlers on AEW. They had like these shorts on from the anime, and I was like, I gotta check this out, man.
Yeah,
and it's pretty good, dude. I have a couple of.
I think it's called Hijima Nippon or something like that. But I know it's Nippon, which means, of course, Japan. But yeah,
it's
Japanese step. Boxing.
Yeah, first step or something like that. I think I looked up the meaning, but it's pretty neat.
It is. Now, there's only one part in there where I was like, okay, they tripping, and I'm gonna let you get through it. But when you see the black boxer, you'll understand what I'm talking about.
Okay, all right.
Great question. Is Craven worth the watch Friday when it's out?
It was bad, dude.
It was tough.
It was tough.
I watched it, I think, 3 or 4 times, Sherm, and I think I slept through it every single time. Couldn't get through it. I still haven't watched Venom, the last Venom yet.
Yeah, that was rough too, man. That's rough.
Yeah,
and I really liked the first Venom. The second one was okay with Carnage.
Yeah.
Woody Harris, I thought that was okay, but the third one is just like, what am I watching here? It's like it's too much, man. Craven started off good, but it just like went off the deep end. It was like, how am I supposed to believe all this?
Venom was okay. Okay, I'm gonna watch it because I'm bored and people are leaving my house, so I actually get to watch stuff in peace. But I don't know if I'm really going to commit to it as much. I am actually anticipating now Thunderbolts. I'm really looking forward to watching it, especially seeing how they're going to match up against Sentry, who is a total badass. So if you don't know anything about Sentry, look him up in the Marvel comics. This dude is like Superman on crack. Like he's the ultimate like dude. So yeah, I'm really anticipating watching that. Go ahead.
Have you been seeing the media about like the Avengers of Doctor Doom going against Loki or something like that? Yeah. I think that's interesting, man, because I like the Loki show. Did you watch that?
Loki's amazing.
That show was great, and like how it ended, he's like holding all the timelines and stuff, and they said like Doctor Doom is going to beat him up or something like that, and like intertwine himself into the timelines. So I thought that was pretty interesting, man. I don't know how they're going to do it, but I'm curious.
I don't know either. After Captain America, Brave New World, at the very end, that end credit, we're it's going to go into either Secret Invasion or Secret Wars or something like that. Basically, you're going to have all these other heroes or Avengers that are going to try to protect their timeline. They may try to destroy this timeline.
So, oh, wow. All right.
Yeah. So, you may see
So we're getting more timeline stuff, huh?
Yeah. Multiverse. You get some more of that. Yay, multiverse.
Oh God, yay!
Listen, the only thing I want, and there's been some talk about the new Black Panther, right? And so there's an idea that they have 3 different people they're looking at for Black Panther. My thing is this: you've already set him up to be Prince T'Challa, right? Prince T'Challa's son, or King T'Challa's son, who is Prince T'Challa, right? Okay, set it up, grow him up a little bit. Hey, let him go. All right, that's what we need. I do know that Ironheart is supposed to be coming out this summer, as far as the TV show. They're anticipating, I think, June.
What's Ironheart?
So Ironheart, if you remember, if you watched Wakanda Forever, Ironheart is actually a young African American female who's like super smart. She built her own Iron Man suit. She's like 15
Is
years
that
old.
his sister in this show or in the movie?
No.
Okay.
No, she's just a random kid from Chicago. Like I said, they're super smart and got into MIT. And Tony Stark, his AI is her mentor, who then becomes her AI in her suit. And so, yeah, the concept is really cool. It's just the payoff may not be. But I'm hoping that it is. Ironheart can be a really good show. Again, that's coming in June. So I'm
do you know what station that's going to be on? Is that like
that'll probably be Disney Plus?
Disney.
That's going to be a Disney Plus. Yeah, that's going to come out on that. But they're only putting out 3 movies this year, and so they've already put out one. The second one will be Thunderbolts, and then the last one is supposed to be the Fantastic Four.
Okay.
So yeah.
This is like the third Fantastic Four movie, right? Third or fourth.
Yeah, but you got Pedro Pascal, and who doesn't like Pedro Pascal?
Okay. Yeah. Oh, he's in a great show, The Last of Us. Yeah, that's coming out season 2. Season 1 was awesome. I know you don't like horror movies or anything. Yeah. Dude, it's awesome. You have to watch it. There's some areas you're like, oh God, but it's good. It's good.
I'll watch it during the day with all the shades open and lights on. That's about the only way I can. As soon as it starts getting dark, I'm turning that off, and that's the only way it's going to happen. It's the only way it's going to happen. I don't watch this stuff. I got to protect myself, dude. I got to protect myself. It's rough out here. It's a good show, though. Yeah. That's what I've heard. I've heard nothing but good things about it. So I definitely.
The game's awesome too. I played the game. Incredible.
Yeah.
But the game's scary as hell too, though.
We'll see that part, like that Silent Hill. Oh, Resident Evil.
Yeah.
No, I'm not playing that, man. Death was it? I think it's Death by Dawn or something like that. That's out there. That's like you have all these horror characters, and they're coming after you, and you're like in a house or
it's intense
in the basement. Oh my God, dude!
Yeah, it's a bit stressful.
Noises.
Yeah.
Oh man, right? And they're like are chasing you. You gotta hide, and you gotta turn on lights with this generator. And
oh my God,
nah, man. That's and like one of the characters is like I think they're named Mother, and so they're coming around. Mother's gonna get you. Like, oh no. No. There's another game, dude, where you're in this again dark house. See, that's where it all begins for me. If you're in a dark house and they have these like scary AI robots that they don't move if you have light on them. So you have this little flashlight and you're walking around this house and you just hear them, and you turn and then there they are like this. Like, dude, come on, man. I don't need that in my life. That's have a heart attack and die playing a video game. That's not how I want to go out, man.
That's not how I want to go out.
I don't want to go out.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah, Sherm, don't do that myself. There you go. I only play Madden, maybe COD, as far as I go.
Oh man, that's a good time, man. I love doing this show with you, man. It's so much fun.
I love it too. Hey, Sherm, I'm with you. Genshin Impact, they're all lovable characters. No one bleeds, even when you spray fire on them. And Mario Kart. That's
Mario Kart.
At, okay? That's where my gaming life is at this point. Yo, I'm Jay Soggs, the Buff Nerd. Thank you for checking us out here at the Buff Nerd Podcast. Of course, my man Dieter. Make sure you check him out tomorrow night, 9 o'clock Central, 10 o'clock his time. That's Eastern Standard Time. Two Birds, One Show. Him and Ricky T, man, they're going to knock it out of the park for sure. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, man, there's plenty of good shows on the BGSE network.
Yes.
Go through and look through the whole network, man. A lot of good shows.
Absolutely. BGSC Network on YouTube. We're check out my Twitch, Feral Sword. I'm there. Hey, if you want a game, we can game. Not a problem. Thank you for tuning in. Peace out.